I'm an optimist at heart. I try not to be negative, and it's difficult sometimes with this team not to be negative, and you've probably heard me say that more than once in this space over the last couple of years. Oh, how you doing? Tim here once again, View from the South Stands, coming to you on Sunday after TFC's draw against the Houston Dynamo Saturday at BMO Field. And the real shame, other than losing 2 points and perhaps losing a bunch of confidence yesterday, one of the bigger shames about the outcome of this match was the fact that a lot of the good work that the team did yesterday was kind of overshadowed by the result and how the result happened. Toronto FC outshot the Houston Dynamo, one of the better defensive clubs in Major League Soccer, 16-7 yesterday. Toronto FC had 60% possession. They hit a crossbar and they hit a goalpost, so they could have scored 3 goals instead of 1. And they kept a clean sheet in regulation, which is something that the team hasn't done too often, as you all know, at BMO Field in recent years. Standout games, in my opinion, from Hall, Earnshaw, and OD were essentially all of that good work was all thrown away by the result, by the outcome, and by, once again, how it happened. 0-0 in the first half. The Reds were on the halftime the better team. A lot of possession, a lot of chances, and they did all of that into the wind as well, which was actually quite impressive. The second half starts, and I'm thinking, you know, our boys are in with a chance, because the first thing that I hear as soon as the second half is announced is the MC coming on the loudspeaker going, "Oh, by the way, Brad Davis has been subbed off." And Brad Davis is far and away one of the better players in Major League Soccer, and Houston's best player and really the heartbeat of that team. 5 minutes later, we score. Nice goal from Jeremy Hall, who had probably his best game in TFC colours, at least this season, by scoring a nice little 25-yard squib right along the ground that Tally Hall couldn't get a hold of. 5 minutes later, to make it a little better, Houston has a player sent off. So Brad Davis gone, we're up a goal, they're into the wind, a very brutal wind coming right in from the north, that's right into their face. Their goalie kept shanking balls to the right every single time. He kept going this way all the time because of the strong wind. They had a man off. TFC is still carrying the play, and I'm starting to think, you know, they might be able to do this. But alas, the 94th minute came around, and people will lament the blown coverage on the set piece, on the corner kick, which led to the goal. Equally or even more lamentable was the absolutely horrendous way, with a man up, at home, that they conceded possession so cheaply in front of their own box to a team down a man. I keep stressing this, TFC was up a man. They gave the ball away. It immediately led to the corner. The corner saw some blown coverage, and Houston actually scored. And I don't think I've ever heard boos as loud in all of 2012, during the debacle that was 2012, than I heard yesterday at BMO Field. And it was really, really saddening that a lot of the good work that was actually shown on the field was actually, pissed away by another brain cramp at the end. And we can also look at it and go, we're doing better than 2012. That's a bit of a low standard, if you ask me. Again, I'm pleased that the team is doing better, but they're still not doing as well as they probably could be. This isn't the most talented team in Major League Soccer. I challenge you to find more than maybe 1 or 2 guys on the Toronto FC club that would start for the Houston Dynamo, for example, one of the better organized teams in Major League Soccer. I challenge you, maybe OD, perhaps, I don't know. Maybe one of the keepers. Other than that, and maybe Earnshaw with his form right now. But other than that, I can't really think of anybody else on the team that would have started for Houston yesterday, or maybe even been on the bench for Houston yesterday. And even with all of that in mind, Toronto FC had a chance to win the game. And talent is definitely one thing, but organization is certainly another. And I think these results definitely fall on the shoulders of our new head coach and new coaching staff. And I think they have, sooner rather than later, they have to find a way to get this right, because the games, big games, come fast and furious right now. I'll take a quick look at not the next game, but the game after, which is the New York Red Bulls, a divisional rival. Thierry Henry starting to get in form. A talented team that's actually struggled out of the blocks, but a very good side by Major League Soccer standards. One of the glitter teams from the league. They're coming to town next Saturday afternoon, and the Reds are going to be in tough against the Red Bulls. And of course, this week we've got the Montreal Impact coming to town as the most recent incarnation of the Canadian Championship, the Voyageurs Cup, kicks off. Toronto FC is the four-time holders of this trophy, as you all know, and if you were at BMO Field yesterday, you would have seen the new banners that are actually hanging, the new flags, I should say, that are hanging over the east end of the stadium that actually celebrate the 4 times the TFC has actually won this competition over Montreal, Vancouver, and recently, of course, over Edmonton. And it kind of bothers me a little bit, and I challenge anybody who follows or cheers for the Montreal Impact or the Vancouver Whitecaps. I challenge them to say any differently if they were in the same position that Toronto FC is in. We're holders of the trophy, but yet we're the 3rd seed going into the competition. And I get that they wanted to know, if you finish first in MLS in the Canadian teams, you get 1st seed, second seed, third seed, and then of course Edmonton, being in the lower tier, is in 4th place. I understand that that's the logic and that's the intent, but I do feel a little hard done by that a team that actually has won the trophy 4 years in a row, a team that made it to the group stage and to the semifinals of the CONCACAF Champions League last year, has an extremely difficult path ahead of them to defend the trophy. They've got to, get a result against Montreal here, then they've got to go back to Montreal, find a way to actually win over 2 legs. If they do that, they're most likely, and I say this with all respect to FC Edmonton, they're probably going to have to play the Vancouver Whitecaps. And again, the Whitecaps at home here in Toronto first, and then they've got to go to BC Place and play them again. So the holders have to go on the road to try to hold on to the trophy, and I think that's a little unfair. And I think anybody, any fan putting themselves in TFC's position would probably feel the same way. So Montreal is going to be tough, and let's not sugarcoat it. They're right now a better team than we are. Patrice Bernier in particular, Canadian international, has been playing amazingly well. DeVio has been playing very well. They're a talented club that has a lot of experience and probably understands, cup competition a little better than a lot of the TFC players do. So I come back to expectations. I don't expect TFC to hold this trophy this year. If they do, it's going to be a miracle, and it'll be wonderful, and I'll enjoy talking about it, writing about it, and celebrating it. All I can ask this year is that the team plays hard, tries to play as well as it can, and gives itself a chance to get into the next stage of the competition against most likely Vancouver. Are they going to be able to do that? I don't know. I'll tell you what won't happen. They won't get into the next round of this competition if they don't learn how to close out games better than they have against LA, against Philly, against Houston, to name 3. And I think it's really, really important that they try to get that organization right sooner rather than later. So we've got the Voyageurs Cup, maybe a chance for TFC glory. We'll see. That's going to be happening this Wednesday. We follow that up with a game at BMO Field again versus Thierry Henry and the New York Red Bulls. So again, I'll have videos after both of these games. I look forward to seeing some of you at BMO Field twice more in the next week. Thank you very much again for watching, and you guys have yourselves a great week. Cheers.